what's up? Welcome back to my channel, CokiCreative. My name is Elena, and today we are doing a speed build. Today we are doing part 3 of 4, so we're almost done, of the spring collaboration build. Now, this one is super fun. It is a really colorful, girly apartment. In the previous builds, which I will put in the description box below, we did a really clean, white themed apartment. You can kind of see it in clips next to this apartment. It's upstairs. And then part 2, we did a flower shop and a cafe, which were kind of like blue in the cafe, and then the flower shop had a lot of green in it, obviously, because it has to. But this one is super colorful and girly, and oh my gosh, I had to play around with swatches so much, and I cut out so much. If you can see, there's a lot of like dissolving into the next clip, because I probably cut out, without speeding it up, at least 10-15 minutes of me just playing around with different swatches for the floor, for the walls, all this. I changed the colors so many times. Eventually I settled with like a pink and purple kind of theme. There's a little bit of pops of yellow in there and some teal, obviously, but you know, I settled on this finally. It took me, oh my gosh, it took me a while, but once I kind of got the colors down and the color scheme that I wanted, I kind of went from there. It was much simpler once I finally settled on a design that I wanted to do. And the layout was really kind of tricky because, well, luckily, this is the good thing about this apartment. It doesn't have windows except for in the very back and the very front. So I had a lot of wall to play with, which usually I don't have a lot of that because a lot of my builds have a lot of windows, but this one luckily didn't. I did put skylights. You might be able to see that in clips here and there, but from the Island Living expansion, it came with little skylights, or what you can also put them in the floor and you can see down, but I put them as skylights to give it a little bit of natural light. Without the skylights, this place was pretty dark, so I'm glad that I did that. I did put a lot of hanging lights and just regular lamps around this place, but there's nothing like the look of natural light coming through the window and, you know, moving around the times of day. I really like the way that looks. I always have my light on ultra graphics or whatever, even on my laptop that I have to put the graphics down. I still just absolutely love the way the shadows look when the light features come in through the window, so I could not pass that up. So here I'm just I'm doing the layout right now. I add the clutter later. This one I bounced around a ton. You might notice that there's going to be a lot of bouncing around from the bedroom to the living room to the kitchen. I'm sorry about it, but it just, this one, although I did have fun and a lot of stuff did come, I don't want to say naturally, but it was like, oh yeah, I got in the flow of things. But the bedroom, the master bedroom, oh my gosh, I struggled with that one. So you'll see that in a little bit. So I'm really happy with the way that the living room turned out because it's perfect for roommates, and that's exactly what I pictured this apartment to be. I imagined it to be like 2 girls going to university, and this is where they live, and I kind of built it to have a master bedroom and then a bedroom that looks like it would be for a kid, but they converted it to just be 2 bedrooms, so one of the girls did get a bigger bedroom. Now, it can be a guy too, but I mean, I just pictured it to be these 2 girls living here together because it's very pink, but pink is sometimes for guys too, so, you know, move in whoever you want to move in here. In the clip that I put in the end of this video, there's actually a guy in the smaller bedroom playing on the computer, so you know, use your imagination, do whatever you want with it. But this living room, I'm gonna get to that. I mean, I said I had a whole bunch of fun with this. It just turned out so colorful, and honestly, I would totally live here. I would live here in a heartbeat. I am all into the exposed brick back wall, and I had it kind of like they have it on the exterior, but this is a little bit more distressed, which I really, really like the way that looks. That swatch, I can't remember if it comes with Dyna or if it's base game, but I use it a lot. I used it so much at one point I stopped using it because I was like, I gotta stop. So I'm really glad I got to use it in this build because I took a little break. From that brick, but I did use it this one because I felt like it fit perfectly with like that theme I was going with for here. And oh my gosh, there is so much clutter in this build. I had to cut out a lot of me scrolling through not just the debug menu, but just the hidden objects, just the decor. I had to pretty much cut out just a lot of scrolling because no one wants to watch that. It really was even sped up, just a lot of scrolling. This video, if I did not cut it down, would probably been more like 30 minutes sped up. So that's how long the last video was, and I did 2, a flower shop and a cafe in that time, and this is just one apartment. So that's what it says about the clutter in this one. I put a ton of stuff, and I am really happy with the amount of clutter I did. I wanted to feel like, imagine these 2 people that moved in here pretty much brought all of their favorite like toys and little figurines and all that stuff, and they all brought it into one space. So it's kind of like a mix match of cutesy girly stuff, I guess. And then obviously, since it was kind of for what I imagined university students, I had to put a desk. I clutter that up later. Right now I'm just kind of putting all this stuff down just because the way I like to do things is put stuff down first, like the major things like couches, tabletops, all that kind of stuff. And then I like to clutter it from there just to kind of get a layout, because oh my gosh, if I were to clutter it and then realize that I would like to change the layout around, that just sounds like way too much work, and I'm not gonna do that. So that's why I kind of do it this way. I just lay the base stuff down first and then go from there. That's probably why this build is just a little chaotic building. But just this whole wall back here, you see with all the paintings and stuff like that, I thought that turned out super cute. Yeah, maybe it's a ton of clutter. Maybe you're not into that much clutter. Some people say that people put too much clutter in. It might not be your style, but you know what? I like it. I personally don't live like that. As you can see, I have my house in the background. It's pretty bare, but if I had the choice, I would probably put a ton of cute stuff around. But yeah, it's just, I don't have a ton of cute stuff right now, but maybe, who knows, in the future. And I love color, and it's just funny because my house is pretty black and white. Black, white, and gray is like our color theme, but I love building with color. I just think it's so much fun to mix and match different color combos. I rarely do a house that's like all blue or all green. I usually do a main color and then I add like an accent color, because it's really hard for me personally to do a house all just one color, just because it's like, it's hard to find all the shades that look good together. So I just think that, personally, I see some amazing all one color builds, which I actually want to do one in the future. But anyway, I just like having about 2 or 3 colors that all kind of go together, and then that way you can work with more objects. You can have like an accent of like yellow over there with a teal couch. That sounds like a lot, but I would do it. I would have that. My house, not before this one, but 2 houses ago, the colors were teal, yellow, and gray, and I loved it. In real life, so my dad was moving out of his house, and we inherited all of his furniture since he was downsizing into an apartment, and we spray painted a ton of the stuff. Like a lot of it was just like 90s dark wood, like not cute. So we spray painted it white, and then some of the stuff we spray painted like teal and yellow, and it was so fun and colorful. Even though like if you looked close, you could easily see like the streaks of spray paint. But I was in my mid-20s. Who cares? Like, whatever. We can do what we want. But anyway, back to this build. We are in the kitchen. I love the kitchen. I think it is so cute. It's kind of galley style, if you know what that is, with a peninsula coming out of it that's like an island, but instead it comes off the wall. I do that in a lot of my builds. I know I do. But this one, this was the only place for me logically to put this kitchen. So for the kitchen, I wanted to make it super colorful, as you could see, with the teal. But the reason why I picked teal was because the backsplash had this really, really pretty teal color in it. And the backsplash comes from Jungle Adventure, and so do the countertops. So the colors go perfectly together. I'm pretty sure they were made for each other. Obviously, I had to figure out a place where I could clutter up the kitchen, but I always make sure there's at least one counter space so every single sim can still, you know, cook something in the kitchen, because all of my builds are playable, or at least I try to make sure they are. This one, I said this in previous builds of the different parts of this. I play tested as much as I could because this one is so massive, but I probably didn't get to play test every single thing. So if there is something wrong, just let me know, and I can tell you how to fix it. Normally it's really, really simple. Playtesting is, oh my gosh, it's a bit of a hassle sometimes, because it might just be one simple little object. It might even be like a candle, a flower, something like that, that might be in your way of, you know, making food. So in this kitchen, I do make sure there's at least like one counter space open, so, you know, you can make your salads, you can make your grilled cheese, you can make whatever you want. On the other side, the back side of this kitchen wall, I thought it'd be really cute if we added some sort of like a coffee tea station, because there wasn't a ton of counter space, and so I thought this place was still pretty big, even though it's galley style and there's doors on the other side, but I still managed to fit in 2 countertops right there. Once I saw the tiny living shelving unit, I instantly thought, oh my gosh, this is going to definitely be like a coffee, a tea station, something like that. I try to think of this as real life. Like, how would I want my kitchen to be set up? I want the tea or coffee area to be separate from where everyone's cooking. So that's why I put it over there. Whew. Okay, so this bedroom, this purple bedroom, it does not end up looking like this. I do end up changing the bed swatch and the couch swatch in there. You have not seen everything in there yet, but oh my gosh, I just could not get this the way I wanted it to look. I don't know why. Do I like the way it turned out? I don't hate it. I don't love it either, but it's not the worst bedroom I've made. It's got a lot of clutter. I don't know why I struggled with this bedroom so much. I love the wall color though, that like pastel purple. I love it. I think it looks really, really pretty with these doors, and those doors come with either cats and dogs or laundry day. No, not laundry day. I think cats and dogs. Anyway, I think the wood grain in them is beautiful. That is not the swatch that you look through the gallery and see. You have to like look for that one, but probably my favorite swatch of that door. Yeah, so I'm a big fan of that one. I probably have used it a handful of times, but I thought it looked great with this apartment. Again, I have that rustic white brick, the whitewash brick, as an accent wall in this bedroom. I thought that looked really pretty, but it was the layout of this bedroom I don't know why I struggled with. I did want it to have, since this is like the master bedroom, I wanted to have like a seating area with a TV, although, you know, the roommates, they can sit out, watch TV on their own. But in the smaller bedroom, I put like a desk with a laptop and stuff like that. So let me walk you through what I imagine these 2 Sims living here are like. One of the people is just really girly, really into like maybe cooking, maybe into guitar. She has a guitar in her bedroom. And then the other girl is super into video games, and so she has a lot of like figurines and stuff like that. So that's why I did that. You can tell there's like a lot of little cat and dog stuff, even though they don't actually have a pet. So maybe they recently moved out on their own and they miss their family animal. I don't know. I'm just making that up, but I just realized I put a lot of cat and dog stuff in, like a lot of cat stuff. Those little cute planters that come with cats and dogs that are like little succulent things, love them. But I put a lot of those in there. And here, it's funny because, like I said, I jump back and forth between the kitchen and this bedroom just because sometimes when I'm cluttering stuff up, I just need like a break for a second. Just because when I'm putting the big furniture down, I feel like I make like a lot of progress. I'm like, great, okay, I got a lot done. But then when I'm cluttering things, you have to put like 20 objects and you're still only just like a fraction of the way done. So sometimes I just need to move on to something else for a little bit. So that means I do clutter as I go. But I do use a lot of debug items too, which take forever to find in the menus. So sometimes I just need a little break. That's all I'm saying. Sometimes I just need to chill, have a little break. In the bedroom, I was really trying to kind of figure out what this person's style was, besides like, it's a bit boho, you can kind of tell that. and it has some like posters on the wall that match with the color, but the idea of the posters are all kind of, they come with Strangerville, so maybe that person's kind of into conspiracy theories. Maybe they're just like a fan of you know, alien stuff. Maybe they're a big fan of X-Files, like I love the X-Files. So maybe that's what they're into. Either way, I kind of just went with like the color scheme. So in this secondary bedroom that the roommate lives in, let's say maybe they pay a little bit less rent just because they get the smaller bedroom, but I wanted to make sure, like I said, I gave them a really nice computer. I like to say it's a gaming computer because I really wanted this person to be like really into gaming, like maybe a bit like me, you know, like I like fun girly stuff, but I also really like gaming stuff also. I mean, most of us do. If you're watching this, you most likely do like playing The Sims, unless if you just for some reason really like watching speed builds, but you've never played Sims in your life. I'm not judging you. That's just interesting. So I ended up changing the color on the wall because it just was not, it wasn't working, but I'll do that later. Right now, I'm trying to figure out all the clutter I want. I put the Day of the Dead little shelving unit, and I wanted to make that look like it's sitting up against and maybe even part of the desktop. I'm not sure. I thought it kind of worked out. Pretty much the clutter that I chose was a little bit more like gamery, but still kind of girly. I pretty much put down anything that was like pink and purple at this point. I wanted to also be like a little bit of crystals, rocks. Maybe they're into crystal collecting. I mean, there are a lot of people that are really into crystals. I think crystals are really pretty. I don't own any, but you know, maybe I'll get some in the future. But it's funny because in The Sims, you can get that crown. It comes with Get Famous, and you can put a crystal in it, and it does give you moodlets, like different kind of moods. You can even learn stuff faster. It's super cool. So if you have Get Famous, try it out. I've only played with it a little bit. It looks super dumb on your sim, but they even have like a negative moodlet when they wear it if someone sees them in it, like they're embarrassed, which they should be because the thing looks dumb. Anyway, I had like a ton of clutter to this room, but I changed the wall color to like this light blue, which just makes the pink pop a lot more, because before it was just all pink. It was like almost too much pink, and I wanted the pink to just pop a little bit. Like I said earlier in the video, I like to have contrasting colors and more than just one color everywhere. And here, this is me being extra. So I could not stand, because that pink thing I put at the end of the bed is technically for bathrooms, and it had toilet paper in it. And I'm like, if it's in your bedroom, probably wouldn't have toilet paper in it. So what I did was I put like towels and I shoved them in there. Maybe they're shirts, whatever you want to believe, but they're supposed to be towels. I just thought that looked a little bit more realistic for this bedroom. Because yeah, and as you can see, this bedroom is completely functioning, whatever. It works, and even though it's super cluttered, it works perfectly fine. And lastly, but not least, the bathroom. I really, really like the floor I put in here. Also, I put a ducky on the tub. In the like pictures, you can't see it because I do something fancy. No, I did not play test the tub. I know the shower probably doesn't work, but I just like the way that looked, so it's more just for aesthetics. Because they have a tub, that's fine. Also, if your sim does live in this entire build, there's nothing stopping them going to another apartment and taking a shower. Let's be honest, unless if you lock them out. But anyway, I just wanted this to have a lot of gold accents. The whole entire build is so comfortable. I almost made it boho look, but I decided not to do that. And for a shower curtain, I wanted to do something a little extra. So I used just a regular curtain, and I tried making it look like a shower curtain. And it was really hard to take a picture of this for Instagram and screenshots because of how small this room is, but I was really proud of myself for doing something just different. I mean, I'm sure there are many people who've done this before, but this is the first time I've done it, first time I've really seen it, so yeah. And I used some of the debug menus, or debug items, to play around with it. You see a starfish on the ground, that disappears all of a sudden. I edited that part out, it just didn't end up working, the thing I was trying to do. Anyway, thank you guys so much for watching today. I really hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, you can give it a big thumbs up. You can maybe even leave me a comment. If you want to check out parts 1 and 2, check out the description box below and you can watch those. And stay tuned for part 4. Have a nice day.